Hi guys, today we're going to read a little bit about space, which we'll be studying all week. So we're going to do a News to You Science Spin article, and the first thing we're going to do is go over our vocabulary words. Our first is astronaut.
Astronaut. A person who travels far away to space.
Next is rocket.
Rocket. A vehicle with powerful engines that's made for traveling to outer space.
And spacesuit.
Spacesuit. Spacesuits are clothes that protect astronauts in space.
Okay, now we'll watch a video on being an astronaut.
Would you like to be an astronaut? Would you like to blast off to space in a rocket? It's a cool job, but it's not easy. You have to work hard to learn a lot of science. You have to be able to squeeze into a small spaceship and not lose your cool. And you have to train your body to deal with the weird and wonderful world of space. Space is different from Earth. On Earth, we have gravity. Gravity pulls us toward the ground. It keeps us from floating away.
We'll read more about that this week.
In space, there's a lot less gravity, so everything floats. In their training, astronauts have to get used to this weird floating feeling. To do that, they ride in a plane called the Vomit Comet.
Ugh.
It swoops and dives and makes them feel like they're floating. Some of them throw up. That's how the Vomit Comet got its name. Astronauts also train in swimming pools. Walking in space feels a lot like walking underwater. When astronauts have finished their training, it's time to head to space. They put on their flight suits. They use these flight suits for takeoff and landing. The flight suits keep astronauts cool. It will get hot inside the rocket during takeoff. Astronauts also put on helmets that have a microphone. This lets them talk to mission control. That's where folks back on Earth make sure everything is okay. After astronauts put on their gear, they check to make sure everything is in order. And then it's 3, 2, 1. Blast off! The astronauts are headed to space. Most astronauts go to the International Space Station. It's a spacecraft that orbits the Earth. That means it travels around our planet. Astronauts from around the world work at the International Space Station. They are scientists trying to learn more about how things work in space. They see if they can grow vegetables in space. Astronauts also study how their bodies work in space. Sometimes they have to go out and repair the space station. For this, they put on special white spacesuits and do a spacewalk. But astronauts in space don't spend all day working. They have to eat, which is not always easy. The food can float away. Going to the bathroom is tricky since everything floats. Astronauts use a special toilet with a hose that sucks up the stinky stuff. When it's time for astronauts to sleep, they zip themselves into sleeping bags. Then, they strap their sleeping bags to the wall so they don't float away. So, what do you think? Would you like to be an astronaut? Would you like to go to the International Space Station? Or to the Moon? Or even Mars? No one has gone there yet. Then put on your helmet. Outer space awaits.
Now to our article on Nearpod. The code we need for today is NSWAK. Again, that's NSWAK. You're going to take that code and enter it at nearpod.com or the app. just like me, so I get to see all of your hard work. We always enter our name first. This way I get to see all of the hard work that you do at home. So today we're reading Science Spin article, which is part of Scholastic News, and we have an astronaut named Leland, and then his dogs Leland, Melvin, and his dogs. Rocket Man. This man is an astronaut. He went to space. He rode in a rocket. Guess who stayed home? Who do you think stayed home from the picture? Probably the dogs. So let's circle dogs. I'm going to switch to yellow because there's a blue background there. Guess who stayed home? His dogs. I think his dogs stayed home. That's my guess. But they're very cute. So when you're done circling his dogs, hit submit. Leland went to space. So our first section's in orange. What was it like to wear a spacesuit? It was heavy. It had a big helmet with a microphone, and he wore it for takeoff. What did Leland have to wear to go to space? What did he wear? A spacesuit. Let's circle spacesuit. What was it like to blast off? The rocket rumbled, then it shook. He heard loud noises, and he looked out the window. He was in space. Okay. What did he hear? He heard loud noises. What did he hear? Loud noises. So the spaceship is moving really fast, so it can be very loud. What was it like to live in space? Everything floats in space. People float, even the food floats. It was fun to catch his floating dinner. What happens to everything in space? Let's look back. Everything floats in space. What happens to everything? It floats. Let's circle floats. So we circled spacesuit, loud noises, and floats. Science at work. Astronauts do science in space. Leland helped grow plants in space. These tubes hold tiny plants. This lettuce grew in space. Before he went to space, he wore a different helmet. He was a professional football player. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so on this page we circled spacesuit, loud noises that he hears, and floats because everything floats in space because there's less gravity. At night you can look up at space. What can you see in the night sky? What do you see in the day sky? So what do we see in the night sky? A moon, an owl, some stars, lots of shadows. And in the day sky, we can see the sun, clouds, the blue sky, things in the air like hot air balloons. You might see an airplane. Okay. You can see rainbows and things flying in the air like butterflies. Where do you see many stars? Do you see stars at night or during the day? So look at the picture here of the night sky. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars. I don't see any stars in the day. So where do you see many stars? In the night sky. Where do you see a rainbow? If there was a rainbow at night, you couldn't see it. Really, it wouldn't be there because it's light reflecting off the water, light from the sun. So you need the sun in order to see a rainbow. So it's the day sky, and I can see the rainbow here in the picture of the day sky. Where can you see the moon? Look here at the moon. Does it say day or night? Night. So you see the moon in the night sky. Which can you see in both day and night sky? Can you see the sun day and night? No, the sun's only in the day. Can you see clouds day and night? Oh, I see clouds and clouds. Yes. Can you see the rainbow both day and night? No, no rainbow. So, where do you see many stars? The night sky. Where do you see a rainbow? During the day sky. Where do you see the moon? In the night sky. Which can you see in both the day sky and the night sky? Clouds. That's it for today's ELA lesson. Great job.